Goku, Naruto, Ichigo, Luffy, Saitama. People think that these are some of the most powerful anime characters of all time. They may be some of the strongest protagonists, but the truth is, they're not even close to being the most powerful. Let's get right into it. Before I tell you who the most powerful anime character of all time is, there are three terms that I think are very important when it comes to factoring this. Omnipotent, being almighty and infinite in power. Omnipresent, being everywhere at the same time. Omniscient, having complete or unlimited knowledge, awareness, or understanding. In anime, an omnipotent character rarely makes an appearance. They have so much power that it's hard to understand or even comprehend how strong they are. Sometimes they don't even take a physical form. They're just a beam of light or a silhouette. Omnipotent characters are so strong that they simply will everything they want into existence. Most omnipotent characters don't actually physically fight because they don't have to. They're so strong, anything they want to happen, they just simply snap their fingers or something and it happens. The only scenario in which an omnipotent character physically fights is when they choose to fight or they don't realize that they're omnipotent beings and don't know how to control their power. That is why characters like Saitama and Goku are not even close to being some of the most powerful anime characters because they actually physically fight. They're not omnipotent. An omnipotent character can also be omnipresent, meaning they are everywhere at the same time, or they can at least choose to show themselves whenever they want to, but usually what I've noticed is they basically never ever show themselves at all. They can also be omniscient, meaning they have complete knowledge and know everything. In some cases, omnipotent characters who are also omniscient are so knowledgeable that they actually know that they're inside a fictional setting. Which means that it's possible that an omnipotent character who's also omniscient, who's inside of an anime, is so powerful and knows so much that they'll actually realize that they're inside of an anime. It's also important for me to bring up the fact that in anime and comics, a lot of the time, omnipotent characters can be referred to as the writers. And it makes sense when you think about it. A character who can rewrite things, reorder things, and create things within their world, that's the same job description as the people who are writing the story. In some cases, omnipotent characters can actually directly represent the writer or writers themselves. A perfect example of this is Toribot from the Dragon Ball universe. Toribot is a representation of the creator of the Dragon Ball franchise. He's a representation of Akira Toriyama. Toribot is the single most powerful character within the Dragon Ball franchise. Because Toribot represents the writer, he is automatically omnipotent because he created everything. He wrote all of the characters, he created them into existence and can actually write them out if he chooses to. He's also omniscient because he knows all of the information about the characters and knows all of the information about the Dragon Ball franchise and how the world works within that series. Like a true omnipotent being, Toribot rarely ever shows himself, but you still know that he's omnipresent because he shows up in the background of the anime randomly at times, and we've also seen him in the money and wanted posters of Dragon Ball. Okay, since Dragon Ball has some of the most strongest anime characters ever, and since Toribot is the most powerful within that series, wouldn't that make Toribot the most powerful anime character of all time? Well, not exactly. In my research of trying to find the most powerful anime character of all time, I kept on hearing about a certain name, Tenchi Muyo. I kept on hearing it everywhere, but I've never actually seen this anime character. I didn't even know which anime he was from until I actually went and looked for the anime in which he resided in. Tenchi Muyo, an anime franchise that mainly happened around 1995, and boy is it an old anime. There are actually many different versions, but they're all still kind of the same plot. I went ahead and watched all of the versions and sequels, and man, do I regret it. At first, I was taken back by the fact that this was a harem action anime. So you mean to tell me that the strongest anime character of all time is inside of a harem? And when I say it was a harem, episode after episode, a new girl would show up and be a part of the cast of characters. And after watching this, I could tell why this anime isn't known that much. It's because it's really, really bad. I mean, it is horrible. It was so hard for me to sit through this. I could make an hour-long video as to why this anime is bad. Even the cult followers of this anime can agree that the world of Tenchi Muyo is more interesting than the anime story itself. It is thought that not more than one omnipotent being can exist within a single anime or series, but Tenchi Muyo actually debunks that theory. The Koshin are three sisters in Tenchi Muyo who created everything. They are the creators of life and people, but not just that, they created all of the universes and all of the galaxies inside of Tenchi Muyo. They are omnipotent beings, and because they created everything, they can also be seen as the writers. So when it comes to being powerful, they are on par with Toribot from the Dragon Ball franchise. So who's stronger, Toribot or the Koshin? So here's the thing, an omnipotent character in one series can't go up against another omnipotent character in another series because they're both all powerful, all knowing, so it would just cancel each other out. Within Tenchi Muyo, the Koshin, who are all knowing, were aware of the fact that there was a being that was more powerful than them, a being that was beyond omnipotent, a being that was beyond their understanding. The only problem was they didn't know how to come in contact with this being. They just knew that this being existed. So their only solution was to create another omnipotent being that they could use as a vessel to come in contact with the being. In Tenchi Muyo, the only thing an omnipotent being cannot will into existence is another omnipotent being. So what they did was they had a boy born naturally on Earth that would have the power to become omnipotent. And this guy is the main character of Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Masaki is his name, aka the harem guy. While Tenchi doesn't realize it, the Koshin made him be a reincarnation of the most powerful being that they're trying to come in contact with. So in the majority of the anime, Tenchi actually thinks he's just a normal human kid, but he's actually an omnipotent being and doesn't realize it. And when he does realize it, he doesn't know how to control the power. So if you fast forward in the anime a little bit and Tenchi becomes stronger, but he still can't fully control his powers, there's a scene in which the being the Koshin were looking for makes itself present in front of Tenchi. That being's name is Kami Tenchi, the strongest anime character of all time. Not to be confused with Tenchi Masaki. I know it's confusing because they both have Tenchi in their names. They both have Tenchi in their names because Tenchi Masaki is an incarnation of Kami Tenchi, and Kami Tenchi is the most powerful anime character of all time. I know, it's crazy to think about. This white silhouette guy who makes an appearance for about only 30 seconds in an entire anime is the most powerful anime character of all time. While all other omnipotent beings in other anime cannot go up against each other because omnipotent beings cancel each other out when it comes to who's the most powerful, Kami Tenchi is beyond omnipotent. And that is the reason he is the most powerful anime character of all time. And that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching.
These roads intersect, on each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing, like night into morning. I miss the open air, the going anywhere. laugh alone.